exciting news. May.com just dropped a new update allowing to natively implement AI agents onto the platform. In today's video, we'll be breaking down exactly, for those who don't know, what is Make.com, what it's capable of, what are AI agents, and then seeing how we can set one up on Make.com. What are the differences between the already existing platforms to create AI agents and real life business use cases? Let's get into it. So hello, my name is Christian Jacko, and I'm the owner of Contact Solutions, an agency where we help our clients develop AI systems to convert more leads. So in today's video, we'll be diving right into the new Make.com update. So for those who don't know, Make.com is a no-code, low-code automation platform with a very visual interface where just by dragging and connecting nodes, you can write your own application without writing any text, any code. And what is an AI agent? Imagine a ChatGPT that also has access to what we call tools. Those tools are, for example, a function to check the calendar availability or to book a event on Google Calendar, which announce, and then you just give it the tool to a ChatGPT agent. You tell it, okay, use this tool just when you qualify the person and have all the exact details about the meeting and then book the meeting, for example. And then we'll just go through it step by step. And when it's done, just by giving it simple instructions, it will just prompt the specific tool you need. So how exactly do we go about setting it up on Make.com? One thing I want to mention also is Make.com, at least for me, is the platform I have all of my previous work on. So directly having it natively on Make.com is a big help. And I'm pretty sure some of you watching this are also in the same situation. So, okay, here on Make.com, right, we've got the main dashboard. You just want to come into AI agent beta. Since the update is so new, it's still in beta, and I will tell you all the feature, in my opinion, that it lacks compared to the other AI agent building platforms. So let's get into it. How do you exactly go about creating an agent? I already have one here. I'll create a new one just so you can see exactly step by step. So let's create an agent right here. Here you have a connection to either Anthropic, OpenAI, etc. All the different LLMs you can use. I'll go with OpenAI, so ChatGPT. I'll use the 4.0. Yeah. Then we call our agent. So let's say customer service agent. Simple. And the system prompt. What is the agent? What's its role is, and how should it act, and all the instructions. So, for example, you are a helpful agent for an e-commerce brand selling perfumes based in Dubai. Your role is to guide the customer with any questions they have and make sure they have a great customer experience. Of course, for an actual agent, here we would need to add what is the company about exactly, what are the different commonly asked questions, etc. But just for the purposes of this video, I just put it right there. So let's save that. And here we have the entire thing. So, and here, as I said, you can add the system tools. Now, one important thing, when you go into system tools, here you can only select tools that have a webhook and then send back who had a webhook response, so the agent can actually pick it up. So I've created this one tool just for the purposes of this video, right? This doesn't really serve any business purpose, but this one test agent tool is a tool which is just gonna give us a reply, a very stupid excuse to not come to work. So we're just gonna use that as an example of what can you do with a tool. And I'm gonna expand on it later with a actual real business use case I'm using for one of my clients. So let's add it. And as you can see right here, and I'm gonna dive a bit into it later, right? Is you cannot define here the actual input of the tool. So you cannot send, for example, I want to um, check on the calendar from this time to this time is there a place. You just call it and get one um, uniform reply. Here we can configure how exactly the description to this tool. So, for example, this is uh, a tool to get an idea to throw a temperature chart from about. Pull this tool every single prompt. That's an example of it. Of course, this is not a very good uh, example of a tool, but I'll just use it for the fun of it. Okay, so let's save it. And how do you actually speak to it? Here we don't have a direct text interface as you would, for example, with ChatGPT. We need to go through make.com scenarios. I've already created a scenario right over here. That's agent flow, which I was testing another agent. We're just going to replace our new agent. So to add, of course, a node, you right click, add a module, and we want to go to make AI agents. And this is going to turn up right over here. I'll just delete that for the purposes of the video so you can see exactly how to make one yourself. So there you go. And how do we actually fill it up? So here we can choose your agent. So we just created a custom service agent. We're just going to choose that. Thread ID is the conversation ID that we want to use. If we leave it blank, it would start a new conversation. So let's just leave it blank. Additional system instructions, we don't want to mess with the system instructions, let's say. Messages, let's add one. Let's say, hey, I've been billed twice. Help me get a refund. Let's say. Save, run it. Okay, so here it's not, as I said, real business use case. I'm just showing you how to make an example agent. Here it doesn't have exactly the info it needs, for example, from a tool to prompt the team about, hey, this guy wants a refund, or to check what is the guidelines for a refund and what's the company. I just given it a simple prompt with two sentences, right? And here is the response. So the annoying thing about this, I would say, is we don't have a direct chat interface to properly test it, as you would, for example, on Relevance AI. On Relevance AI, what is really handy here is we can go into a agent and directly speak to it. So for example, this is a new task, and we can say, hey, and this is a very much an interface like ChatGPT, right? And there you go. We have the direct response. And we can continue the conversation as you go to actually test the chatbot. Here we need to actually run the scenario, etc., and change the inputs every single time. It's a bit more annoying. Of course, you can look it up, for example, to a Telegram bot, but that's further down the line. So let me show you a actual business use case, and I'm gonna, by that, also show you a couple of differences between Make.com and the new AI agent feature, and what I think is lacking to get actual business value. Okay, so here this is a agent I made for a client on Relevance AI, and now I'm just putting it also on make.com to see what's the difference, right? So here it's an inventory checker, which is gonna just check the inventory levels and if anything, change the inventory levels on Shopify. So it's like an inventory manager. So here we have the two tools, right? I've put it before on Relevance AI. And one thing, as I said, between Relevance AI and Make.com, Relevance AI or Init10 or any other platform that also makes AI agents is the fact that you cannot configure here the actual inputs. And the get updated inventory, change inventory levels, that needs two inputs, the name. We want to change inventory levels for and the actual change. Yep. And here with on the get updated inventory function, here we can see the actual level is 997, so it didn't budge. Now, if we go back again into our agent and its response, what it said would be pretty surprising. So here, it tells us the inventory level is 982, which is not correct. So what happened? As I said, the inputs for the change inventory levels were not met. If we look at the history, right, so the earliest run, so what we just did, gonna see didn't go through, and the input is empty, even though on the agent I specified on the tool description here on change inventory levels to use two arguments, item name and change, but I didn't use it. So that's the main issue I see with this AI agent feature on make.com. It does serve a couple of purposes. Like, for example, get updated inventory doesn't take an argument as a function, so it works just well. But to change something, for example, or book a calendar meeting onto a Google Calendar, such as or here on Relevant AI, I have a tool which does exactly that and takes a bunch of arguments. You can see it right here. All the inputs it has is all of this. So calendar ID, title, description, start time, time zone, end time, location, viewer, all of it. And that is automatically passed to the AI and it fills it up with the information got in the chat through the actual conversation. And this is the problem I see right now with Make. I'm pretty sure since it's in beta, they're gonna update it because it's a pretty critical feature. But for now, to actually drive real business success and real business value, you would need functions which allow you to put input into it, actually change things and make it dynamic and not just static. So, if you found value in this video, don't hesitate to leave a like, a comment on what do you think of the Aries update? Have you experimented with it? And am I missing something here? And also, don't forget to subscribe. That has been Christian from Context Solutions, and we'll see each other in the next video.